popular culture, the girly girl is shown as shallow and dim-witted. Her interests often written off as silly and frivolous.
ये है अजीनो मोटाटो प्लांट, स्किन के लिए बहुत अच्छा है।
ओह रियली? तो मेरा फेस भी लगा दो ना।
And it's not just on screen. Women who exhibit more feminine personality traits are often looked upon condescendingly. In politics, research has shown that women tend to adopt more masculine styles of communication, literally talking more like a man to be taken seriously. And in sports, feminine traits are seen to be in conflict with someone's ability to perform. And it's not just about discrimination against cis women in male-dominated fields. Many have spoken out about femphobia within LGBTQ+ circles, with people who present with feminine traits facing discrimination within the community. But there's a contradiction here. While on the one hand, feminine preferences are devalued and linked with a lack of competence, on the other hand, they are considered to be sexually attractive in mainstream media and culture. As a result, girls grow up with mixed feelings about femininity from a young age. On the one hand, they are pressured to be conscious of their physical appearance and manners and urged to be ladylike. But on the other hand, they are then ridiculed for adhering to that very ideal, for being too girly. Girls have to toe the line between unfeminine and too feminine, both of which invite punishment. Scholars have pointed out that being beautiful and feminine gives cis women some admiration and social currency, but little respect and rarely any power. But why does society associate feminine preferences or girliness with incompetence? Being dismissive of women's values or ethics is at the core of maintaining a discriminatory patriarchal structure. How? Because of the radical potential of femininity. Scholars have argued that the true core of femininity is an ethics of care that values intimacy, responsibility, and relationships that can be interpersonal, social, or political. In a patriarchal society, it's essential to paint these feminine ethics as weakness because these values, centered around caring for others, are capable of overturning the masculine ideals of power and control that have governed society for centuries. Hence, in order to maintain the status quo, it becomes essential to dismiss any sort of feminine preference as vacuous. But here's the thing. The response to this denigration of girliness is not to embrace or reject femininity. As queer theorists pointed out decades ago, there is a problem with how the world at large and heterosexual feminism too ends up essentializing the categories of women and femininity. By labeling women girly in a society that ridicules girliness, we not only make them feel ashamed of their feminine traits, but also restrict their personality to just one thing. So instead of charting along the same path, maybe it's time to question how we think of gender to begin with. It's time to grapple with the inherent fluidity and performativity that gender entails and reject the binds of categories like masculine and feminine altogether. That's it for this week's video. If you enjoy overthinking with us, don't forget to subscribe to this portal and do check out our first film analysis series, Recasting.